Hello and welcome back to the Creative Connection. I entitled today's conversation, Let's Talk Talent and Courage. And I am joined by someone who is a new friend. I think we met almost a year ago. And I believe that we both sort of understand both sides of the truth when it comes to talent and courage and what's in between. So Gem Wiltshire is one of the owners and managing directors of Hollywood Access, Inc., one of, I believe, the industry's most respected talent managers. Gem's story is one of reinvention, resilience, and heart. Before stepping into the entertainment world, Gem built a successful career in corporate America as a senior executive administrator, a trainer, an organizational leader, and then spent nearly a decade as an adjunct professor. But her most meaningful role, I believe, because it has been for me, began at home. As a mother of 3 children, I am a mother of 3 children as well, all of whom have found success in the entertainment industry under her guidance and support. So this experience that's what led Gem to co-found Hollywood Access, where she now helps others, actors, bring their confidence and their skill forward and find a place on the screen. In today's conversation, I hope that we can find that thing that makes talent and courage a person successful, whether they are on the big screen, on the small screen, on the stage, or in their life. I hope to uncover not only mindset, but heartset for what it means to be a mother, a woman in today's world, to be a manager of people, to help develop talent. That's what I'm hoping that our conversation will get to the bottom of. And I think we're going to discover that we share many similar things. I think we've discovered that in 1 or 2 of our conversations before. So whether you are an actor, a thought leader, a person that's on the precipice of making a decision of what's next in your life, I think there'll be something in today's conversation for you. So Gem, one of the reasons I was drawn to invite you is because I feel like there is a kindred spirit here in the work that you do and the life that's led you to where you are right now, and my own journey. And as I was jotting down notes, I wrote down, we've both lived through seasons of transition.
Oh, yeah.
And from one creative identity to another. I'd love to begin there. I would love to find out how you got from where you were to here, and why that might be relevant, and why someone listening might resonate with something that you share. And in that, I know that there's that mix of what I've entitled our conversation today, talent and courage. So share a little bit with our audience and kind of touch on that question, which is a big, juicy question. So.
Yes. Thank you so much, first and foremost, Cyndi, for having me here as your guest. I'm very grateful. And I'm saying hello to your viewers. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day, week, and prayerfully you'll go into the weekend with amazement and wonder. So Cyndi, again, I thank you for the invitation. I'm very happy to be here with you and have this discussion with you. So this chapter of my life really began, as you mentioned in my bio, you know, I was in corporate America and senior executive administrator, but this chapter, and also adjunct professor in college. This is where I've spent the longest part of my life, the last 37 years, here in this space, in the film and television and the commercials industry, and also music. I did 10 years as a college professor, and Now, viewers, do not start doing the math to figure out how old I am. And over 20 years as a senior executive administrator in corporate America. Okay, go ahead, do the math. But the longest part of my life's journey has been in this space that I've been in for the last 37 years. And so this chapter of my life, my creative life, really, it actually began organically, Cyndi. It wasn't something I planned, and it happened organically, but this is where I've been for 37 years, even though it wasn't something I planned. And, you know, that's the beauty of life sometimes. It's that what you should be doing will find you, even if you're not looking for it. So it was something, yes, ma'am. It was something that I grew into. It wasn't planned. I started out in the entertainment industry, shepherding my own children in this world of film, TV, and commercials and music. All three of my children, who are all full-blown, full-fledged adults, they all worked in film, TV, and commercials and music. So over the years, I developed a deep understanding of how Hollywood actually worked. I did start out in New York because that's where we lived. And then my daughter, my oldest, who was 11 years old at the time, we met Gladys Knight, and my daughter auditioned for her, and Gladys Knight made her special guest vocalist. So we spent 5 years with Gladys Knight around the country and around the world, with my daughter being her special guest vocalist. And what that looked like is my daughter did a solo in her show, and then she and Gladys Knight did a duet. So that happened for 5 years around the country and around the world. We ended up at the White House singing for President and Mrs. Clinton in a televised performance. The reason I mentioned Gladys Knight is because my journey started in New York, shepherding my children's careers. We met Gladys Knight 5 years into that journey when my oldest was 11, and Gladys Knight said, "You have to move out west." And so I moved from East Coast to the West Coast because of an opportunity, courage to move forward, to move through, to pull that lever and say yes, leap and the net will appear. So back to answering the question, you know, I decided to do this with my children and shepherd their careers. And so as I was doing it, even before we met Gladys Knight, we were 5 years into the industry with me managing my children's careers. I developed subject matter expertise and critical relationships in the entertainment industry, managing my children and being mentored by veterans in the industry. And then as word spread, Cyndi, parents began approaching me for help with their children, asking how they could get their children started. And eventually, adults also started reaching out to me as well. And that's when I realized, Cyndi, that, you know, it was bigger than just family. There was a real need for this, what I do, which is for someone who could bridge the gap between talent and opportunity. So almost 20 years ago, I started my company with my best friend, my business partner. She's more like my sister. And since then, you know, I've been putting kids, teens, and adults in speaking roles on TV shows, movies, and commercials on the major platforms in Hollywood, including Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Disney, Nickelodeon, HBO Max, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, BET, and so many others. So, Cyndi, over the past 20 years, we've been transforming people's lives. We've been changing their lives and helping people to live their dreams now. That's what we've been doing for the last 20 years as dream weavers. So this journey has taught me that talent alone isn't enough. Yes, you need it. I want to make sure I give that caveat. You do need it. Go ahead, Cyndi.
I just was going to say, absolutely. You need to have that. You need to have that ember inside of you that I consider to be talent. And then you have to be willing to stretch that and
Yes.
form that and create that, and then figure out what the path is that you need to take.
There you go. And in my industry, Cyndi, you need SMEs, subject matter experts, to navigate you through this behemoth called Hollywood. And as the talent, you need courage. And the way you get the talent is you need to be professionally trained to get the talent, because acting is a highly technical skill. It is undergirded by technique. So you do need the talent, and you get the talent with the skills through professional training. But you need courage to step out, courage to take risks, courage to handle rejection, and courage to keep showing up. You see, real talent is courage in motion. So when I see that kind of courage in someone, especially when it's paired with real training and opportunity, Cyndi, that's when the magic happens. That's what continues to inspire me every single day.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Yeah. And, when you first shared that story with me, which was almost a year ago, I think, because I think we met just about this time last year, somewhere around there. And you shared that story with me, and I went, there was a time in my life I thought I wanted to be a Broadway actor. And I don't know if I shared this story with you, but I wanted to be a Broadway actor. But the world around me, the people, didn't know what that meant.
Yes.
And so I didn't have that circle that could say, other than my mother, who has left this world, who said, "You are way more talented than I ever was." And she did do the work, and she grew up in New York. So I get that. But there's one thing that I know. So when a person talks about making it in the industry, and I'm going to sort of fine tune and drill this down just a little bit, whether it's acting on stage, in front of the little screen, the big screen, voiceovers, all of that, whether it's that or writing or directing or any sort of talent that we might possess that comes from something that is inside of us that comes out. One of the things that we need to have is the courage to cut our teeth in the face of rejection.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of that. I mean, and when I do, and you know that I do classes. So when I do classes in auditioning, I call it the confident audition, because you can walk into a room and be the most talented person in the world, but may not be the right person for the part that you're auditioning for, even though you think you are. You have to know that you're doing your best when you do that. And so when I think about that, and I think about the work that you do, so from your experience with the people that you've worked with that are emerging in this business, they really want to, and they find you, and you see something in them that can be developed and fine-tuned and then introduced to the world. What do you do to cultivate that courage in a person?
Yes.
Talent is there, but the courage needs to be cultivated as well.
Yes, that's an excellent and very insightful question, Cyndi. It truly is. And, in as much as I have to share jewels and pour into my clients, I have to walk that same walk myself. So I have to walk this talk, right? Because Cyndi, I was working in corporate America in New York in a senior executive administrator position. My children, I got them started in the industry because they all said they wanted to be on TV shows and movies and commercials. And I got them started with training and getting access to relationships to get them auditions. And then And then my oldest was also in the music industry. She toured with Gladys Knight, Smokey Robinson, Donnie and Marie Osmond, etc. But with courage, I decided to take that leap and did two things, Cyndi, one of which people would say, are you serious? Are you really going to do that? Are you crazy? But yes, it's the crazy people. I'm using crazy in a very,
I get it. I get it.
tongue-in-cheek way. Okay. Listen, they called Steve Jobs crazy. Those crazy people, in the tongue-in-cheek way, they become geniuses of our time. And so I took a leap. I took two leaps. One is, I knew no one here out west. No one. At least no family members out west. In the event the Gladys Knight thing didn't work out, that I can lean on, no one. But I had to take that leap. And the leap happens first as a mental leap before you can actually execute and go into action and activity. It's got to be in here first, mental leap. And in here, a heart leap as well. And then, yes, ma'am. And then the other leap that I took, corporate America, steady paycheck, somewhat job security, at least back then anyways, and I started my own company, Cyndi, and helping others to navigate Hollywood. So, the way my journey has shaped the way I see talent and courage is that your talent opens the doors for you, and your courage gives you the fire. It gives you the desire. It gives you the fervor, the intention, the intensity, the passion, the push to walk through the doors and let people know that I am here. I'm here with my talent to bless you. My talent is a blessing, and I am bringing it to do just that, to bless you. But, Cyndi, this is no different than any other walk in life. You need talent for any other walk in life. You need skills, and you also need the courage to lean into what you're bringing to the table. And that's what I had to do with my children, Cyndi, and that's what my children had to do for themselves. They had to lean into the principle of the intersectionality of talent and courage and going for it, going after what you want, because you are armored with those things in your toolbox, in your arsenal that you need. So, Cyndi, I say to your viewers, you have full agency to get to your greatness, to get to your trajectory of greatness. Everything you have is already inside of you. You just have to ignite that courage, that power that you have inside of you to go for it, to pull that lever and go for it, because it's in your power. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right.
Yeah. You've said three things that I just want to springboard off of. So the first one is, you have to have it in here, in your mind, and you have to, and I think the undercurrent of that is belief. You have to believe. And what is the conversation that you're having with yourself first? And if that conversation is fueling the belief, that then drops down into your heart, which shifts the reason why we do things. We do it because of the love of it. We do things because of what it gives us. It gives us energy. It gives us a spark. And that ember that is down in there gets ignited. And, I think I shared this with you when we first met. I named my business Creating a Passionate Life because I want to help you create the life that you are passionate about living.
Yes.
And whether you are an actor or you are a writer or you are a director or you are in corporate America,
Yes.
you have to believe first.
Yes.
Then you have to ignite the why, the love of it, why
Yes.
I'm doing this, to pour the energy in it. And from there, the other thing you said, that intersection, that is where your choice point is. It is
Yes.
a choice. We can
Yes.
choose to act and move forward, or we can choose not to. And I'll use myself as an example. Going back to the 18-year-old me who made a decision to walk away from that dream at 18 because I didn't have a strong enough belief, because I didn't have the support network around me.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that when I hit my 40s, I didn't go back to
Yes.
acting. And now I'm at this stage in my life, while I do enjoy performing, I also enjoy watching that spark come alive in others. And so I sort of shifted my role to director and coach and facilitator of those that want to do this development sake. So with that in mind,
Yes.
what comes to mind for you about that mindset and heart set, and how you at Hollywood Access help with that?
Yes. That's an excellent question about mindset and heart set. And if you would allow me to, Cyndi, I'd just like to addend and tag what you were just talking about with regard to belief. I think
Mm,
that's pretty powerful that you hit on that. You touched on something key. And I say to my clients, you do have to believe, because without belief, even if you have the skills, it won't happen. It's all of these, it's, an amalgamation of these ethereal qualities, these intangibles that creates your success in this or that, in
mm,
whatever it is, that you're going after. And so I say to my clients, like I say to myself and my children, if you think you can, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So belief is really, really a key ingredient. And I will take it even to add another element. You have to believe, and this is me. This is the space I come from. And you have to back your belief by faith, and then do the work that's required.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. So with regard to the question you just asked about heart set, it's a beautiful and profound question, and very philosophical,
Mm,
and it, really hits on human depth, right? Heart set, we talked about mindset already, about the believing and backing your belief by faith, and just walking in that knowingness that if it could happen for this person who is in class with me at Hollywood Access Inc., at my company, they're in training with me, and this person landed a series regular role, the coveted series regular role, the starring role in a TV series, one of the starring roles. If it could happen to that person, why not? It could happen to me. They're no different than I am,
mm-hmm,
and they're right here in class with me. So they're getting the same thing that I'm getting. So it's possible. And so what I really pour into and imbue and immerse my clients in is it possibility thinking, faith and belief, mindset, mindfulness, and heart set. Heart set is everything in this industry and in life. Talent and skill can take you far, but your heart determines how you show up, how you treat people, how you handle both success and rejection. You know, like in my industry, it's easy to focus on the external because, you know, at least a while back, the industry was very, very image driven. Now, you know, it's a little bit more forgiving because when you turn on your TV and you scroll through the 900 channels because there's so much content. There's so much content out there. So, you know, with all of the content out there, you scroll through, you will see everyone. And that's the beauty about the industry today. Thank God that it finally came into where it should, which it needs the image reflect, be a mirror image of our society at large.
Yeah.
So you see every type of person. So yes, there's still the image driven side of it, but then there's the other side where regular folk are welcome. They're welcome. So that's great. So with that, you know, your heart set, your attitude, your gratitude, your purpose, that's what sustains you. Not just in my industry, but in life. It's what keeps you grounded when the spotlight fades, whether it fades in the entertainment industry or it fades in another part of your life. Your heart set is what keeps you grounded and resilient when the door doesn't open right away. And so at our company at Hollywood Access Inc., we remind our clients that what comes from the heart reaches the heart. When you work from a place of authenticity, of kindness, purpose, you attract the right people. You attract the right opportunities and the right project. So for me, heart set isn't just a mindset, although you need mindset. Heart set is the foundation. It's how you stay whole while you're building something big, whether it's in this industry or in life in general.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you said something and I went, oh my gosh, yes, here's another outcome of or result of our evolution of the entertainment world, or the evolution that happened, even though we felt like we were going backwards during COVID. There was an evolution that happened during COVID, and that was, well, for instance, our ability right now for you to be where you are and for me to be where I am and for us to be having this conversation.
Yes.
And also, one of the limiters back in the day, so when I was 18, it was a while ago. So again, no adding of ages here or claiming ages, but it was a while ago. And there was such a limiter on becoming an actor, a professional actor. There were so many limits to that. And I think even though people might be a little bit put off by all of the choices that we have for watching TV or for how we stream our movies or whatnot, what it has done though is taken away some limiters.
Yes.
So I know a lot of independent filmmakers, and if I recall back to 10 years ago, even, there were not as many independent filmmakers as there are right now. And one young man who grew up with my son, who, by the way, is an actor, is an award-winning independent filmmaker in the horror genre. So he would not be here if we had not seen this evolution of the industry. And so I think about our conversation, and I think about this mindset and this belief and this faith that it is going to happen, especially if I am honing my skill and I am doing everything that I possibly can to spark the embers of the desire I have to do what it is I want to do, whether it be in the entertainment industry or some other industry, whether it be as a business owner or as a corporate employee, that's what they really love to do.
Yes.
that is all important
Yes.
for us, and to walk into our day grateful
Yes.
for the
Amen.
opportunity to believe that we are going to accomplish what it is that we want to accomplish, and that we are on the right path. And I think about that, and I think
Yes.
about, as we wrap up here, as I head towards my final questions,
Yes.
if we think about someone who, whether they're going into the entertainment industry or not,
Yes.
who might be sitting at home and listening to it either right now or in the
Yes.
days to come, and they're going, yeah, but I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I can't figure out how to put, I know what I want and I know what I'm capable of, but I don't see how to get to my path. And I think about the people that I know that I sit across from who tell me they're stuck. I don't see a way forward. I don't see how to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's what I think and what I hear is that they've allowed, and I'm going to use my favorite Shakespeare quote here,
Yes.
and that is that all the world's a stage and all the men and women are merely players, each knowing their own entrance and exit. We're not allowing the voice
Yes.
within us to help us choose our entrance
Mm.
and our exit. We're allowing others, like I did when I was 18, to tell me what's the right path to go. And
Yes.
so it takes an awful lot of stripping away sometimes to find the core essence of who we are and what we're supposed to be doing. And I think about your journey
Mm-hmm.
to founding Hollywood Access, and that it was a belief, and it was a leap of faith,
Yes.
and it was a bold action that you
Yeah.
took with
Yes.
courage
Yes.
and with fierce love. I mean, I see that about you, and that was one of the first things that I recognized in you when we met was your fierce love of of first of all your children and now your clients.
Yes.
And so the question in this is for someone who might be listening and they want to break into the entertainment industry. I'm going to start with that one. They want to break into the entertainment industry. What is one creative, bold action that they might consider taking to move their journey forward?
Yes. That's a wonderful question. Thank you for that, Cyndi. And, I know you're asking specifically about the entertainment industry, so I will
But it
answer it.
also pairs into real world. So if you want to
Yes.
combine, if you
Yes.
want to combine them,
Yes.
please do, because that was my follow-up question.
Yes. Yes. Because I think for anything that you want, that you have passion and fervor and intense desire for, the one thing that you have to do is get started. Say yes, hit the go button, pull that lever or lever, depending on what part of the country you're from, and go, get started. And so, what does getting started look like specifically in my world, in the entertainment industry? You have to find an entity like Hollywood Access Inc., my company, who is an umbrella program that provides everything that you need to get on TV shows and movies and commercials. We put clients in every role there is that are speaking roles, what we call the principal roles, not the background and extra roles, but the principal roles in Hollywood on these major platforms, Netflix and Hulu and Prime and Disney and ABC, et cetera, and BET, et cetera. And everyone has to make the decision that the only way through is through. You've got to go hit that go button, get started, contact a company like Cyndi's, a company like mine, right? And get started. And make sure that if it's not Cyndi or myself, that they are SMEs, subject matter experts. They know what they're doing. They can get you to where you're trying to go. They have documented success stories. I can document and show the results of the work we do. I can show that. I can show my clients on TV shows and movies and commercials. And so it's really, really critical that you align yourself with the right entity who has all of what you need to get you started. But you have to take the step to get started, and that they will guide you. If you come to Hollywood Access Inc., we will guide you. We do all of the steps that's required to get someone on a TV show, and in a movie, in a commercial. But you have to take the step, leap, and know that the net will appear.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, there's many of my favorite movies, and I'm going to use movies here. Many of my favorite movies all have the main character debating that first step out the door. So the movie 100 Steps, that first step was the hardest step.
Yes.
Eat, Love, Pray. The decision to pack everything up and go away for a year.
Yes. Yes.
It's,
you know, Cyndi, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with that first step. Cyndi, there is one thing that every successful person does, whether it's in my industry or in some other industry. There's one thing that every successful person does, and that is they get started. No analysis paralysis. They get started. They find someone who is tried and true, proven and tested, an entity, and they get started, and they get shepherded and mentored, and their hands are held through the process, through the journey of whatever it is that they're going after. But they get started.
You know, I contemplated when I was thinking about our talk, you know, what do I call this? Talent and courage? Or is it, what is the first step? So it's interesting. So I knew that we would get here, because it is, you know, most businesses fail because they never get started.
Yes.
Most people don't hit the success that they want because they hold themselves back.
Yes.
Well, Gem, this has been a delight to have you on.
This has been great for me too.
Inspiring, you know, and I had this in the back of my head when I first met you, that I wanted to figure out a powerful way to have a conversation and share you with the world. You know, I have sent at least one person towards you that pulled the lever. I have another that will be coming your way. So
thank you, Cyndi. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And you know, kudos to you, because I feel it's important for people, right, to recognize, look, I can help this person. And you did that with the person you sent to me. You said, I can help. I have access. I have resources. I have a relationship. I can help you get started. With that said, Cyndi, it's important that we do that. But that person had to have the courage to pull the lever.
Yes. And that courage actually started with this particular person. And, you know, they may listen. I know they are not present now, but they may listen. And that person had the courage to look at me one day and say, how the heck do I make it in this industry? I really want to do this. And so it
Yes.
started with a conversation about
Yes.
it's going to take some work and you're going to have to
Yes.
believe in yourself first. So
Yes.
that's what I did for that person, was tried to
Yes.
build up the belief and the
Oh,
confidence so that
love
they
that.
could go forward. And I
Yes.
think we all need mentors and coaches in our life. We
Mhm.
all need them. I have had them. I'm sure you have had them. We
Oh, yeah.
all need them. We need people that are in our corner.
Yes.
And we know that talent can open a door.
Yes.
But it's only going to take you so far.
Yes.
It takes
Yes.
courage to send you down the path. It
Yes.
takes courage for you to say, hey, you know what? I'm stuck here, or I need help, or who do you know? Or that is, and, you know, unfortunately, I don't think we were ever trained to ask for help.
Interesting. And I really do have to bring it back to you and laud and applaud you, Cyndi, because it was selfless of you to say, hey, you know, I can help. And I think that's really, really important, because to whom much is given, much is required. If we have a way to help someone, why not? If you help someone, it doesn't mean that there's less for you. No, if your arms are open out and outstretched, you have the ability to receive more than if you're like this.
Yes.
You cannot receive blessings this way.
Well, and I think that's a great image for us to leave on, because back in the 70s, you're going to remember this, back in the 70s, there was a particular drinking beverage that did Hands Across America.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
I think about that, how all of those hands had to come together. Now, it was a marketing ploy and it was to draw us in, but I believe that there's room for more of that in our world. And Em, I think you are one of those people that can help with that. So I thank you for joining me today. In closing, to those of you who are listening, thank you so much for being here. If you're live, you know, if you're watching the replay of it, great. Shoot us a message. Gem's contact information will be on the show notes. My contact information is on there. And next week, I have another person joining me. Her name is Janet Bernstein. She is the Chief Glow Expert strategist at Let Her Glow. And we will talk more about this idea of visibility and confidence and learning to shine without burnout. So thank you so much. And I'm going to hit our end here. And thank you so much.
Wow.